Today, on You're Watching a Movie with Silas Lindenstein, I'm reviewing the new absurdist comedy, Sasquatch Sunset.
You're watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein. In the theaters you find this, so go and press play and rewind this. This feature is timeless. Love it like it or we lose it, can't find it. And we ain't keen on being reminded about the film if it isn't tough. We spend a lot of time at the cinema. It's just me and my friends, we watch plenty stuff. For movies, yeah, I've been above. Whether big or they small, no, for me don't make a difference, love them. You're watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein. In the theaters you find this, so go and press play and rewind this. This feature is timeless. Love it like it or we lose it, can't find it. And we ain't keen on being reminded about the film if it didn't hit. No, gotta lose it. Watch movies with my friends, bringing joy, that's the blueprint. So come on and let's do this. Leave pain behind us and relax your mind. Come watch a movie with Silas.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to You're Watching a Movie with Silas Lindenstein. I am your host, Silas Lindenstein. Welcome. Today, I am reviewing the new absurdist comedy, Sasquatch Sunset. I don't know if you have heard of this film. It is new. It's coming out. I had heard nothing about this film until actually saw Jesse Eisenberg come on he pops up on The View, because I watch The View while I'm cooking. I want strong women voicing their opinions while my children are around to hear. Okay, that's one thing I want them to know that they can voice opinions. I'm watching this, and Jesse Eisenberg comes on for an interview and starts talking about the method acting of sorts, the camp that they go to play Sasquatch, to play Sasquatches. I'm not sure what the plural of a Sasquatch is. It more like a moose? A Sasquatch? That's the same word, or is it Sasquatches? I don't know. Okay. But he was there to promote this film, Sasquatch Sunset, so they intensively worked on creating body and body movements and language and how they do it, because there is not an ounce of English words. There's not an ounce of words in this film. They do talk, but in their Sasquatch knees. But is that a language? Is that the name of it? I don't know. But it's not. So it's not a silent film, but you're gonna have to pay attention. I watched the screener at home. You're gonna have to buckle down, Buckaroo, because when there's no actual words, not even subtitles going on, it's a different viewing experience. Anyway, Sasquatch Sunset, rated R, listed comedy drama, something else listed as absurdist comedy. I think I would lean there. It's 1 hour 30 minutes, so not a long film. Written by David Zellner, directed by Nathan Zellner and David Zellner. The cast: Riley Cow, Jesse Eisenberg, Christoph Zajac-Denek, and Nathan Zellner. So one of the directors is in it. The story: in the misty forests of North America, a family of Sasquatches, there it is, find themselves on a collision course with the ever-changing world around them. Boy, is that vague. Okay, basically, this is almost like a year in the life of four Sasquatch as they trek, sort of like, looks like the Pacific Northwest, maybe Oregon kind of area. So it it starts off a little in your face of the absurdism of it. Here's how you know the passage of time for sure is that one of the this is a light spoiler, but not really. One of the Sasquatches gets pregnant, and you see that kind of happen. But you see your belly grow over the course of this, so that's how you know how much time has passed. So you know it's about roughly a year, assuming Sasquatch have a similar incubation period, shall we say, as mammals such as us. They're upright, right? And here it's hard to talk about this film because it is both it is weird. It is a very weird film at times. It it is I found it funny. My daughter in the first 10 seconds got up and left the room because she couldn't watch it with me, based on what was happening. There are times that it becomes disgusting, disgustingly gross, and you're like, what is this? But I think those moments are short. But there's also some heartfelt times, and but you really, it's kind of like watching like a film about cavemen, like learning things and trying to understand the world and being unable to, have struggling with things like learning how to count. And they do some things that I'm like, well, are they stupid? How do they not know? How do they not know what to do here? Come on. And then I think about like having kids and how little they know, right? And I don't know where the Sasquatch fall. Like, are they not as intelligent as a crow, who we all say is, I guess, like a second grader intelligence or third grader intelligence? Um, what are they like? I don't know. But this, it's so quirky. Just the whole film. They're not talking. They're talking to each other, but a little bit, and they're making discoveries about life and about each other, and but there's a lot of laughs along the way. I think this is definitely the kind of film that if I knew somebody was working on like a piece where they had to really get involved in like physical movement, I'd be like, you need to see this film Sasquatch Sunset, because the way the actors do a phenomenal job of portraying these Sasquatch. They just do. It's like you forget, like, I mean, you don't recognize Jesse Eisenberg, right? With all the makeup. So like he had to go tell people he's in it because you would never know from the clips. But they just do a fantastic job of like transforming themselves into these creatures. And this isn't like green screened, so like they still have movement with they had full on practical makeup, right? So that clearly took hours to get into, and they're able to communicate everything across with this still in makeup and covered. And I think that's pretty incredible for actors. So this is definitely an actor's film in that sense. The story is like, I go back and forth on whether I liked the actual story, because it is just this, it is kind of a slice of life, like a year in the life of. And while this is probably the most important year in the life of these 4 Sasquatches, it spends a lot of time on trivial things in life and discoveries, because they're like, you get the sense that these Sasquatches have never seen anything human made before, right? And so maybe this is the first time that they've been trekking along, living somewhere away from humans, and they're just discovering things. Like there's a moment where they discover a road, like a pavement road, and they lose their mind. Like actually they're losing their mind because they can't process what it is. And for this must be the first time, because unless they have really horrible memories and maybe they do this every year or they freak out, but the sense I get from it is they'd never seen this before. So you are getting to see them make discoveries about sort of the intrusion of man into the forest. I would even say probably the lessons of the film probably involve, there's probably some environmentalism messages in it about like we're encroaching into things that we don't even know about, that we're having effects on natural things that deserve better. Probably some message about that. But I think it would take a lot of deep talking to figure out what the lessons of this film are. Yeah, so let me just say the best parts of this film is the acting by far. I think the concept is interesting. It's an interesting concept. It's never seen anything like this, so there's that. The worst part of the film is that it's not necessarily deeply engaging, though. I guess that would add to one of the benefits of a short film, of it being a short movie. The 1 hour 30 minutes, pretty good. It's a pretty good short swiftness. I don't think I would have wanted to spend any more time in this, so they cut it off at a good time. It did not feel like it dragged. I think the pacing was pretty good. Real good job with the editing and setting the tone of the film. Those were all good, but just not a lot happens in it, and I could see that being tough. I think this film is gonna I do think this film is gonna struggle to find an audience because it's there's so much absurdism about the whole thing that I think it'll turn off a lot of people. And that's just my opinion, but I think so. Is it rewatchable? I think once is enough, unless you need to study about method acting or something and doing something like that. But otherwise, it just doesn't hold my. I don't really want to see it. I want to see it again. I didn't have a bad time. I'm like, where am I? Where am I in my? You all know that I have the rating system, love it or like it or lose it, right? So where am I? I'm like, I did not love it. I did not hate it. I'm not saying like lose it, but I liked it. I liked it ish. I like it minus maybe. I thought it was an interesting film, but it's not a must see. I think it would be a good streaming film. And maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I should see this in a theater with a bunch of people so that I can get some humor out of it that I won't at home. So I'm going to revise that. Probably if you're going to see it, probably catch it in the theater, but maybe if not, try to watch it with a group of people to wring every piece of humor you can out of it. Okay. I'll say that. But it's an interesting film that is likely going to have a hard time finding an audience, because just not a lot happens and it's kind of weird. But I'm a little weird, so I think that's why I kind of like it a little. That's fair, right? So did you watch the film? Did you like it? Do you agree or disagree with what I had to say? Let me know in the comments, and then or message me, whatever. Get a hold of me. Tell me what you thought. Was I off the mark, or did I get it right on this one? Let me know. And please subscribe to the channel before you go. Before this ends, please subscribe to our channel however you're taking this in, whether it's by video or podcast. Subscribe, please, and you'll find out the next time I post a review or a film club movie discussion episode. All right. But thank you for listening, and thank you for watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein.
You're watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein. In the theaters you find this, so go and press play and rewind this. The speech it is timeless. Love it, like it, or we lose it, can't find it. And we ain't keen on being reminded about the film if it isn't tough. We spend a lot of time at the cinema. It's just me and my friends, we watch plenty stuff. For movies, yeah, I've been above. Whether big or they small, no, for me don't make a difference. Love them. You're watching a movie with Silas Lindenstein. In the theaters you find this. So go and press play and rewind this. This picture is timeless. Love it, like it, or we lose it, can't find it. And we ain't keen on being reminded. But the film, if it didn't hit, no, gotta lose it. Watch movies with my friends, bringing joy, that's the blueprint. So come on and let's do this. Leave pain behind us and relax your mind. Come watch a movie with Silas. Yeah.